Jeremy, really, you're just not going to see it because I feel like if you really like Star Wars,
what's your theaters out there? Is it AMC or Cinemark or something?
Well,
in Cinemark.
Does AMC do the unlimited movies?
We've got a thing like that.
You should just do it for 1 month.
Jeremy, you have to
go see a bunch of shit, and now would be the time because they're probably.
No offense, Paul, but Jeremy, you got to have your own opinion of it.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Like if you do the unlimited, and you can watch that, I'm sure they're going to re-release all the Oscar stuff. You can go watch all those and get like a good month.
Fucking Marriage Story.
Ugh, I can't watch that.
Well, last year, friends, some friends of ours, they both work at AMC at the world headquarters.
Oh,
and we got last year for Christmas, they put us on their. They get to
do not call us.
No, they get to put 18 people on a list of like their backstage list, and you can go see any movie.
Got some VIPs.
Like any movie you want, plus 2 people with you, so up to 3 of you.
Oh,
can
no
go
way!
For free. Yeah,
that could be us.
And so, like last year, and we didn't use it as much as we should have, but we caught quite a few things, and saw quite a few things just for free, and it was awesome.
It's nice.
Yeah, the other theater system, or at least up here in this part of the city, is B&B, which is like some tiny. What? Yeah, it's some tiny little.
Never heard of it.
It's some like mid-Missouri small mom and pop thing. But they have built this amazing theater up here in Liberty.
So they're like Alamo Drafthouse kind of thing.
Well, they've got 2 theaters up here near me. One is just your standard run of the mill. It was a 14 screener that they built at some point, or somebody like Dickinson built it, and it's just your regular old whatever. It's it's a theater, nothing special. But then they've got this other one that has got, one of the theaters has got a play gym in it that is open. That is open before the movie starts, so the kids can
eat people there.
Yeah, you can eat all the people you want. So you can see, so the kids can run around in the gym, and then the movie starts and they come sit down. Or then, of course, they've got an IMAX theater in that building. They've got one that has got. I haven't seen a movie in there because the tickets are almost $30 a piece. But they call it MX 4D.
Yes, I've seen.
Where the seats vibrate
and move, and do all sorts of stuff like that, and then like wind and.
That's pretty immersive there.
I have heard about that.
It's got full bar with live jazz.
Well, that competes with the movie a little bit, doesn't it?
Well,
ask.
I mean,
would you stop playing your music? The movie's going. Oh, shut up! There's just a dog barking the whole time.
To stop talking about movie theaters.
Well, what is your advice? What advice do you need? Where can I put this?
So, tomorrow, oh shit. I'm pretty sure I've amped this up ahead of time. But tomorrow, I have my meeting with the owners of the company.
Oh, no, you have not said anything about this.
To where, well,
please.
It's been a couple months in the making, and amped up during December, and I decided I'm going to wait till the new year. Like, I'm just going to, because I was pretty... what do you say? Worked up. But so I am finally meeting with them tomorrow, and I have plans to speak about my where they see the company going and my kind of position in it, because things have changed a lot in the last 2 years. But I also talked to all the employees that I creative direct over, whatever, got some input from them. So do you guys have any thoughts, ideas, notes? Because I'm going into it like I've been preparing for it. I'm going to be very honest. I'm going to be confident, but I'm also going to be me. So I'm going to listen to them and whatnot. But do you have any thing that I should take in with me.
What's your end game here?
Yeah, so what's the goal of the meeting?
I have two. One is to make sure they understand how myself and the rest of the 19 below employees, which is the bulk of their employees and income, feel about what's going the way they handle business and their lack of transparency and this White House thing.
Yes, I do remember that.
And how that's affected them. How that has affected them. So that's one agenda. And I don't necessarily want information from them. I just want to pass on. I want to stand up for I call them mine. They're not mine, but the team that works with me. Right. Okay. I want to pass on that information. And then the second half, and I intended to go into this with I have two parts. The second half being a little more me focused of here's the biggest struggles that we have here, which are things like if new business comes in and it doesn't come through one of them, it's a fucking struggle. The biggest struggle is with them. It's they're butthurt or something that the people didn't contact them. So obviously, I'm not going to say it that way.
So they don't like it. So when business doesn't come through them.
It's really interesting because if new biz comes in, it's just fucking weird.
Or if control their relationships and the workflow. That sounds
if existing clients contact someone other than them, they have a problem with it. And it's very passive aggressive thing or well, that budget sucks. And it's well, we just did something for someone that you love that's less than that. And so just kind of asking them first of all, is there a limit on budget? Where are we supposed to say we're not going to do it? And the biggest struggle with new business, telling them the biggest struggle with new business, which I have mentioned this to them before, is the internal struggle and feeling well, fuck, now I have to go approach them about it, even though we might be excited about it. So that, and then I want to ask the old question of where do you see the company in a few years? Because ever since we moved in the same building, feels different. And I personally thought I would be somewhere different at this point. I'd still be with them, but at a different point. And I feel since we've moved in the same building, they've slowly been stripping me of information or responsibilities. And so just, I'm not interested in telling them this is how I feel as much as wording it so where do you see this being or going and what part do I play? And, and if they ask, then I'll fucking tell them. I just want to be really honest. I won't be mean. I'm not going in to hurt or prove a point, but I am going in to be honest. And then I'm going to be I need a fucking raise because I haven't got one in 5 years and I'm doing. See, so I'm still editing, but I'm also we're doing more client direct. So I'm and I love this. I'm writing scripts and people are what do you think? Looking to me for creative direction. And I love that. Yeah. And I get that right now they can't build that. And so anytime you're yawning, it's fine.
No. So one, do you have a job? Do you have a?
No, I know. I'm just going on, but
no, I'm yawning because it's late for me. Do you have a job description?
I know. I'm kidding. I do have a job description. Yes.
So you're doing stuff outside that job description, right?
Yes. Because I would say
so I would make sure you detail it that way, so it doesn't
kind of edit focused.
Yeah, make sure you detail it that way so they don't take it everyone's doing stuff that they haven't been originally. Because that's going to be, just from what you're saying, it sounds like they're kind of guys that are going to be defensive, even if you're not trying to make it that way. So try to put it against hey, my job description is this. I've been doing these duties over and above and beyond, and it's been this amount of time. Right. Also, I would approach them about
and I sign a contract every year.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
To like,
so then,
as far as like the job duties, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Then I would ask them.
Sorry, every 2 years.
Still, ask them what's the protocol for engaging them with new business, because it feels like it's not going as smoothly as it could be. That way, you're not.
Ooh, protocol.
Yeah. So you don't want them to feel attacked. You don't want to make it sound like anything bad. Just be like, hey, what's the proper protocol so that we can make this new business, whether who's bringing it in, for how much it is, just what the protocol is around that, so it can go a lot smoother, because it feels a little rough. So you're saying the same thing, just not
this is
so
great.
Just not so. You're going to get a better response, I feel like, maybe from that point of view.
Right.
I've had to do this way too much in my life, so it comes from like, oh yeah, the uncomfortable talks. Right. I know how to do this.
No, that's why I'm asking. I'm not asking because I know you've had to do it a ton, but I just feel like you guys could give me some good advice.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys sound like dicks.
I mean,
so
do you think it's okay to say to them in the new biz, like, what's the protocol, because it feels like it's not consistent?
Yeah, I think that's fair game for sure.
Okay.
Yes,
Jeremy?
Yes, I agree.
But do you have any other?
Well, I mean, so I think you answered my question when I was asking kind of what your end game is. It sounds like your end game is you want a raise, but you also want what out of this? Besides a raise, you want something else.
So in 3 years, I will come upon a signing bonus that was 10 years in the making. So 2013, I did a signing bonus. That's a fair amount. And I have decided in the last 4 years to stick around and see that out, because it's a fair amount of money. But I also thought at this point I would have ownership in the company, which I have asked for, and they have told me no.
Have they given you a reason
or no,
why?
What they said was, we want what's best for you.
That's such bullshit.
Which I was like, I'm 40, but I have a vagina. So anyway.
I would be, how do you know what's best for me?
I'd be suspect as to what's really going on with the company.
No, I know, exactly.
If they're doing what's best for you, then that tells me they're shielding you from something bad.
Yeah, it's true.
No, I think they're shielding me from cutting into their profits, because I promise you that we make them much more money than Bart does.
Yeah.
And you're not going to use this on...
They don't want to.
Right?
No, we're not releasing this.
Jeremy, you can't use... Okay, not like company names and whatever.
He said that with his fingers crossed.
So that's kind of part of why I want to ask him, like, oh my God, where can I put this?
So you want to raise, and you want to see if you can make the relationship between them and everyone else better.
I don't want ownership anymore. And I hope they ask me, why? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Because my answer will be, well, I thought by now I would have ownership. And then if they offer it to me, I don't want it now, because it's a different company than when I asked for it. Ever since we moved into the same building. Because they're control freaks. So I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't ask for it. The thing is, like, I haven't even had like a standard of living raise. Yeah. Well, actually, you guys help me out with this. I haven't had a standard of living raise in like 4 years. Yeah. However, I have in the last 5 years had a quarterly profit share. Oh. Mm-hmm. However, Jeremy, you'll get this. Since the White House situation, and since we've been in the same building, what's cutting into or out of my profit share has become a bit obscure.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we've hired more people, which is fine, because I'm supposedly getting a piece of all these rooms, but then I'm also like, but I don't know, like that goes back to transparency, which every employee of 19 Below is like, what the fuck? Like, we hire people and we don't even know about it, or we, these things happen and we don't know about it until after it's like the person starts or whatever.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that all of them have been like, transparency.
Oh, that's not true then. Are they new to the business then, or as owners, or?
Oh my God. Who? The owners?
Yeah.
They fucking started.
They're just that removed from it all?
The production side in 99. They're shitty at having employees. They're control freaks. They're chauvinistic. And we used to be in different buildings, which made it a whole lot easier.
It's just going to reinforce.
I have to. I fucking have to, because
do they not do reviews at all, like quarterly, yearly, any of that?
They do annual reviews.
Because that's usually when the raise stuff comes up.
No, I know. But if I don't ask, they're not going to give me one.
Is that what this is, though? Is this your annual review, or is this completely different?
No, this is me after 2 years of having a meeting with them saying, I need to meet with you.
Oh, so they
because
don't...
Because so many changes have happened. We've got this White House relationship, and I don't like being in the same building with them, and I don't like what our company has become now that we're more tied to them.
So they're supposed to do annual reviews, but they aren't doing it.
They do them with everyone else, with the employees. Yes.
What?
They don't do them with me.
But then who's supposed to annual review with you? No one?
I would have to request it, I'm sure.
My God.
Because they know as soon as I'm like, I want something, that they're like, we're going to have to give her money. But I've also looked, well, actually, what do you guys think? Like, is it fair to ask for a small, I think it's a small raise if you get a quarterly profit share, or is that inappropriate?
They should be separate. They're different things.
Yeah, they are.
One is a bonus, and one is a cost of living. Getting a bonus does not sustain you forever. It sustains you for a short amount of time. It's a nice bonus. That's why they call it.
And if it's 4 times a year. Yeah.
So they do that.
And can I just add?
And that's partly your position.
That for the last 2 bonuses and the one that I was supposed to get today for last fourth quarter, they've forgotten to put on my check when they're supposed to. So they're always 2 weeks late, which to me, that's disrespectful and shitty.
Or some messed up accounting going on.
Well, yeah, it also feels to me like, we can't put your bonus in for another 2 weeks because the bonus isn't there.
Because I know Paychex calls and it's like, here's what we're paying everybody. So they're basically forgetting to tell them, pay.
Yeah.
So maybe what you're saying
I don't know.
Right,
it could be that. It could, I would say you'd be on a lot shakier ground with the whole raise plus bonus thing if like you were in sales for sure. Because usually that's the structure.
That's the structure.
Yeah, the bonus is the structure.
Right, you're working hard because that bonus is fluctuating and it's based on your output and input and all that.
Right.
But this is more of a your position.
Well, this bonus is based. It's based on the success of the company, and I feel like they're interfering with the success of the company. But I also feel like I just in doing research or whatever, I should be at a higher base salary.
Yeah,
that's very true. I mean, that's the tricky line. I had a lot of people ask for raises, and they had legitimate reasons, but I also would I can't give it to you. One was a lot of times it's because they had 4 years of experience. They're trying to start to make more money than someone who had 12. And I'm like, I have to get everyone evened up.
Right.
But with this, it could be just a matter of it's been, 5 years and, things have gotten more expensive. Healthcare has gotten more expensive. This has gotten more expensive. It's just cost of living has gone up for everybody in 5 years.
Yeah.
Right. And
I mean, I would try to do everything you can to frame it as that sounds terrible. I'm not going to say it that way. As stats based and like, hey, here's other people within town, the salary base or something like that. I mean, anything that you do, you always have to know that there could be the flip side of like, yeah, well, why don't you go find another job then? Like that could very well be there.
Yeah.
Right. But that's okay with me. And I don't think they will do that because we have such tight contracts in Kansas City on the post-production side. But that doesn't matter.
Any evidence you had to support anything you say with assholes can help. Because they'll tend to try to make it a he said, she said argument, and no one wins. So if you can be like, hey, these are job postings, these are other salary bases for people doing equivalent to what I'm doing, or all that stuff can help.
Right. Yes. And I have done the research. I'm very prepared. Jeremy, what say you?
Where can I put this?
God damn it. I'll show you where you can put it. You can put it in my fucking boss's a-hole.
Oh, they sound terrible.
Is it smooth?
They're not that
Did you
terrible.
say, is it smooth?
But
Did.
I don't think anyone
I
said
smooth. I
Jeremy
did. I
did.
totally.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, more of a
real smooth.
Yeah, not quite a Lyle, but a smooth.
That guy needs a name. Donnie, maybe.
Oh, Donnie. Oh, that's more of a it's more of a Hank Hill though.
Donnie, Rodney.
It's so smooth.
Gail. All right, guys. I don't know what you're doing, but this
it's not right.
That kind of podcast.
That sounds like some farts going on there. Fart.
Yep. So are you all so excited to know how
I am.
Yeah,
I'm
really curious.
I am super curious now.
I mean, Jeremy, you know them a little bit. They're just not good at having employees.
Those are the worst kind of people who are terrible with employees but get themselves in the way of employees.
Yes.
Like, you own the business. Get out of the way.
Well, trust your people.
You hire them for a reason if they did.
Yes. And it's bad for morale if they're like, well, I don't know. Sorry. Thank you for the advice.
Well, make sure
and
to
all the
keep
question
us
answering.
updated. We will.
Oh, you know I will.
Do another non-recorded piece.
I mean, there's pieces. You know what? Once I see how it goes, I'm sure there's pieces of it as long as you don't use company names.
Okay. I will keep that in mind.
There's good information and advice. Good advice. Good advice.
It's our business
from y'all.
segment.
Yes.
Work talk.
Joy reviews a Jigaboo.
I review my
That's
job.
where you work. You work at Jigaboo.
Today I reviewed you guys.
I would love for a company.
You guys. And next week, I'm going to have
That's
more
a good company name, Jigaboo What's It?
psychological.
Okay.
I'm going to review your guys' brains again next week.
I give my brain one
star.
Just think it's all so interesting.
My brain